Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Topping our news tonight, for years, the Circus Arts Conservatory has been desperate to raise the millions necessary to install air conditioning at its training and performance facility in Sarasota.
Recently, the program has lobbied for funding in the state budget, and while it's been approved twice by the legislature, the governor has then come in and vetoed that money both times. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from the Sailor Circus Arena to tell us why this year could be different. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Haley, I'm inside the arena right now, and I'm not warming up like these people behind me, so I'm okay right now. I'm also standing by the large door they keep open during the days, and one of the big industrial fans. These are a couple ways they try to keep it cool in here, but it's very difficult. Now, they did have their $1 million request approved again during this session, and they're hoping that the person who sponsored that request will be this year's Ace in the Hole. This time of year at Sailor Circus, even tying your shoes is enough to make you sweat.
The 1 hour that we have our students, you can guarantee that about 20 minutes of that hour is dealt with just them cooling off.
Rodley Stevens is the head coach at Sailor Circus, often training students up to 30 feet in the air for hours with no air conditioning and plenty of risks.
You have to put tape on your arms and tape on your legs in places where people generally grab and hold on to you. So it's really a serious safety issue.
A few fans and a large open door are the fast, cheap solution, but for the capital improvements like air conditioning, roof upgrades to support it, and new seating inside, Jennifer Mitchell needs $4 million.
For many months of the year, we're limited in what we can do in the arena facility because it's not air conditioned. And sometimes we have problems with repeat business because people come and they're hot and of course uncomfortable.
Sailor Circus has been burned in the past, but local Representative Joe Gruters is sponsoring this year's $1 million budget request. Gruters has been loyal to the governor, voting for his priorities like Visit Florida and Enterprise Florida when other Republicans wouldn't.
All I could do is do my best in trying to make the case for the governor. And certainly I have the opportunity to make that case with him.
If it were basketball or sports or some other mainstream activity, I think we would see a lot more support behind it. But because people don't understand the athleticism and the artistry of these particular kids involved in our program, they're not understanding the need that's there.
Now, we spoke to Joe Gruters when he was on his way up to Tallahassee this morning, and he said he was hoping to speak with the governor or his staff as early as today about that funding request and others for projects in our area. The staff here at Circus Sarasota says optimistic may not be the right word, probably more hopeful, but they're keeping those expectations low. Live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Haley, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. A follow-up now on a drowning off Siesta Key. Witnesses say a woman was found unresponsive, floating face down in the water on the south end of Point of Rocks. Lifeguards and emergency crews tried to revive her. They were not successful. Sheriff's investigators say Amy Hoover of Pittsburgh likely drowned while snorkeling at the Point of Rocks. An official cause of death will be determined by the medical examiner's office.
A candlelight vigil is taking place tonight to remember a woman and her father who were killed in an accident at the Venice Jetty. 64-year-old Carol Hayden and 88-year-old Eugene Hayden died Monday afternoon after their van went off the South Jetty in Venice. The pair lived at the Village of the Isles retirement community in Venice. Staff and close friends describe them as two individuals who were very outgoing and loved life. The vigil starts tonight at 7:30 at the Village of the Isles in Venice. Hundreds are expected to attend, and there is limited space, so if you would like to attend, you are advised to come early. No word yet on funeral arrangements.
Sarasota County is working to update its Trails Master Plan, which hasn't happened since 2006. The process will include conducting an inventory of the county's existing trails and identifying future trail needs. In order to do that, the county is holding meetings all week long to hear from residents where they'd like to see future trails.
We have beautiful weather, people enjoy that. They love being outside, so they're giving us a lot of good input because really they're the ones who use our trails. They're the ones who use our facilities. They know where we can have improvement, so their feedback is crucial today.
If you'd like to give your input, the next meeting will be taking place tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Northport Library.
And now for a check on our forecast, which is just hot, but not too humid, I noticed, Bob. It actually doesn't feel too bad with a little breeze.
Yeah, a little breeze is right. We have a nice westerly breeze, and good news for all the folks who use those trails. I know my parents use those all the time, biking. 86 degrees right now. We have fair skies with that wind out of the west, northwest at 15 or 16 miles an hour now is keeping things quite comfortable right near the coast. Look at the humidity. It is low, 48%, and the pressure 30 inches even now. And winds all up and down the coast, pretty much out of the west-northwest, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour, fairly close to that number, in fact, and looks like it'll stay that way through the next several hours. Temperatures inland, though, still pretty hot. 92 into Orlando right now, and 93 at Mayaca City, 92 in Parrish, 87 in Northport, and in Venice now. A little bit cooler, 84, not too bad there, and 83 Anna Maria, 87 in Bradenton, and 89 at Lakewood Ranch. Now, the overall dry air is slowly moving out of here right now in advance of a storm system that is going to bring us an increase in cloudiness on Saturday mainly, and bring with it a chance for a few passing showers, but not much. With a little bit of additional moisture in those, a little bit more hopeful for a few showers at least as we push through late Saturday and into Sunday or Saturday night. As far as the red flag warning goes, it's still in effect for areas basically east of I-75 throughout our entire viewing area. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to the very latest on the firing of FBI Director James Comey. An ongoing Senate hearing is putting the new acting FBI Director, Andrew McCabe, into the spotlight with some startling new testimony. ABC's Lana Zak has more from Washington.
Initially, the White House claimed James Comey was fired at the recommendation of Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. But speaking to NBC News, President Trump said that was never the case.
He made a recommendation, but regardless of recommendation, I was going to fire Comey.
The White House also said Comey had to go because he was not supported by FBI staff.
The rank and file of the FBI had lost confidence in their director.
But the new acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, said that was not accurate.
I can tell you that I hold Director Comey in the absolute highest regard. Director Comey enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day.
There is one reason for Comey's dismissal that has Democrats and even some Republicans concerned: Comey's role heading up the Russia investigation. This is now prompting some who previously opposed an independent investigation to rethink the suggestion.
We have got to get rid of this cloud over this country. This is in the best interest of the president. It's the best interest of the Republicans or Democrats. We're in a bad place.
Meanwhile, the president's other comments calling Comey a showboat are not sitting well with members of either party at the Senate Intelligence Committee.
I'm offended at the president's comments today.
I found him to be one of the most ethical, upright, straightforward individuals I've had the opportunity to work with.
And many here at the Capitol are also questioning the president's assertion that he was told by Comey he was not the subject of investigation. They say that would be out of character for Comey. And now there is also at least one formal request that Rosenstein clarify the role he played in Comey's firing. Reporting from the Capitol, Lana Zak, ABC News.
And ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. A down day on Wall Street, Richard, and a huge down day for retail stocks.
Haley, unfortunately, you're absolutely right. It's sort of a case of be careful what you wish for. You may recall over the last several weeks we say this market's looking for direction. It's just not going anywhere. Well, it certainly went somewhere this morning, and that was lower. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down by 144 points at mid-morning, the biggest drop we've seen really in almost a month. But then, guess what? Rally we did, and by the time the day was over, while we were down, the damage was really very, very modest. Let's take a look at the figures. There you see the Dow Jones Industrial Average down less than 24 points, 0.1% at 20,919.42. That on volume of 688 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day down 13 points, just over 0.2% at 6,115.96. That on volume of 1,509 million shares. And the S&P in lockstep with the NASDAQ, also down decimal 22, just over 5 points at 2,394.44. Well, we've been talking for a very long time about the problems of retailers, and my oh my did Macy's come forward today. Shares of Macy's fell by 17%. Yes, I said 17%, after the company came in with earnings well below Wall Street expectations, and same-store sales were not only down by 4.6%, same-store sales have now been down at Macy's for 9 consecutive quarters. That means for more than 2 years, same-store sales have been declining. Macy's, of course, has closed at least 100 stores, might be closing more. And oh, by the way, prior to today, shares of Macy's were down by 20% in the last 12 months. And oh yes, another 17% today. Pretty tough day for Macy's.
Wow.
Not pretty at all. Any other retailers out there making news today, Richard?
Yeah, and unfortunately, Scott, it's all across the board. On the higher end, at least I think the higher end, you have Nordstrom's. In the middle, you've got Penny's, and slightly below that, you've got Kohl's. Each one of those three were down at least 7% today. Guilt by association, I'm afraid.
All right, Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a new way to recycle is being implemented on the Suncoast, how trash is being used to build a home.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. And worried about being late, worried you've forgotten something, how a little worrying may actually be healthy. That's coming up next.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Come on in, welcome to our pad. Trust me, folks, you're in for a ride. I'm driving, so relax. Unwind, leave your bunkets all behind. Get ready to blow your mind. In Beatsville, don't be shy. Come and make the scene. Catch the crazy party inside. The hipsters here are gone. And dig, man, they're onto something big. Yeah, they're gonna flip your wig in Beatsville. Catch the gig in Beatsville.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Daddy! Happy Mother's Day!
Thank you, sweetie.
Happy Mother's Day.
Exceed your mom's expectations this Mother's Day with flowers from Beneva Flowers and Gifts.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Suncoast will soon be home to Florida's first Earth ship.
Tires, glass, bottles, and cans are all being used to build what could be a future Earthship school. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick is in Mayaca City with the story.
Check this out. This is the first ever Earthship-inspired self-sustaining building in the state of Florida. And once it's finished, this building will be completely off the grid. Down a dirt road in Mayaca City, you'll find this.
And eventually all of these sandbags will get plastered and the entire tire walls will get plastered. And they get some layers and then they get a finishing layer and it gets painted and it looks like a normal cemented in wall.
Earthship 360 is salvaging the structure that has been sitting vacant for the last 8 years. But soon it'll be a home for simple, sustainable living.
Our focus is to reuse but also reduce our impact on the environment and use, what people may call trash to build with.
The main component, old tires.
There's literally piles of tires miles high, burning in other countries all around the world. Like, they just get thrown into landfills.
Those tires are filled with earth, forming 400-pound bricks. The team is using shells and sand to make cement and bottles and cans to form structural walls and windows.
We got pretty lucky because there's a lot of supply out here, but if you just go out on a trash day like on Siesta Key where I live, then you see all the bins are full of wine bottles, beer bottles.
The crew finds all of the supplies within 100 miles of the project site, and they're teaching while they work.
Everything from how to mix concrete with local seashells and sand from the beach to how to install gray water systems so that we can recycle water and put it into our in-ground planters.
When finished, this Earthship will fully serve itself. This project and the property is privately owned, so it's really up to the owners to decide what they use this space for once it's finished, but the hope is that it'll be used for educational purposes. In Myakka City, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jess. And if you'd like to volunteer to be part of building the Earthship and learn more about sustainable living, we have a link on our website. Go to mysuncoast.com, look under links we mentioned, or this story.
It's a really neat concept.
Yeah. Yeah,
Takes a lot of work.
Right, instead of it going to the landfill, you know, they use a lot
Right.
of that stuff right there. I know that we use some of the tires and the shavings of tires. They actually cut them up and we can use them for our playground. We use that in our
Very
backyard,
cool.
so that's good too there in that front. We are looking at generally fair skies. Although the air pollution index was up a little bit over recent days, it's going down, and that means things are starting to change with this high pressure ridge as a storm system enters into the picture. Great weather for the area beaches once again today. Casey Key showing fair skies out there, no real clouds at all, and the waves not all that high, so calm conditions out on the waters as well. As we move through time, we'll see that tomorrow take shape. Now, there are some big storms already firing up into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and into Kansas tonight. Stretching all the way down into Dallas. This is the storm system, which is going to bring us some changes. We're going to see a front associated with this storm come down in close to us late Saturday, increasing our cloud cover and giving us a slight chance for a few passing showers, but not much. No rain going on now. We're in that high fire danger. A red flag warning is in effect, mainly east of I-75 throughout our entire viewing area, and that will stay with us through 8. It'll be back again tomorrow. And that is always a concern because we're in that high fire range. That means if a fire is to start and those winds anywhere from west to 10 to 15, gusts as high as 20, it spreads that fire rather rapidly. Sarasota right now, sunshine at 86 degrees, and Braden now at 86 as well. A little bit cool at the end of the pier there in Venice. Highs tomorrow will be in the low to mid 90s inland. Again, lows will be into the upper 60s to low 70s expected for the coast, and we are anticipating a little bit cooler weather come, looks like Saturday morning into Sunday morning. Winds, future winds out of the west and then light. After midnight, very light and variable for the most part. And then we'll start to see that west wind pick up again. But notice the southwesterly flow. That always happens when we get a little frontal system move in. So southwest winds will bring a little more humidity back into place too. So it was quite nice today. Maybe a little bit more humid tomorrow. Again, that area of low pressure is right there. And now moving through Oklahoma and Kansas, you can see that counterclockwise rotation right there with the associated cold front stretching down to right there near Dallas. There are some pretty big cells breaking out, but closer to the area of low pressure, and there are severe thunderstorm watches. Notice there is no red watch here, indicating that conditions are not all that favorable for tornadoes, but you do get them occasionally, even in the watches, and you can see we have a couple ones. Tornado watch there near Springfield, another one over northern Arkansas, northeast of Fort Smith. All these that you see here in the yellow indicating severe thunderstorm warnings with winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. This one right there into Missouri, moving off basically to the north. So as the low pressure continues to march to the southeast, this high pressure will get knocked around a little bit. Head off to the east, we'll see an increase in clouds. And as I mentioned, a chance for just a few passing showers, and that comes basically on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening as it moves on through. You see that particular model indicating a few showers around anyway here along the west coast. Behind it, some cooler temperatures. Out ahead of it, still very warm. For boaters tomorrow, winds out of the southwest at around 5 to 10 knots. Seas running less than 2 feet and a light chop out there. The water temperature still pretty mild at 81 degrees. Low tide at 8:56. It looks like a high tide at 3 o'clock in the morning and sunset at 8:09. Tonight, mostly fair and a little bit warmer than average. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a few clouds in the afternoon. High of 84, and the extended forecast Staying in the low to mid 80s, no 90s that you see right there. And then Mother's Day looks great. There's a chance for showers on Saturday, late Saturday night. Should be out of here by Sunday, so moms can enjoy outdoor activities, going to the beach and just relaxing. Scott?
Good job. Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area, but Fruitville Road is seeing some delays, especially near the I-75 interchange. And then further north on US 301, we're seeing some slowdowns as you head north on 301 as you approach State Road 70. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. Don't worry about worrying. It might actually be a little bit beneficial. That's according to an editorial by 2 psychologists in the journal Social and Personality Psychology Compass. Previous research has shown that women who reported moderate amounts of worry compared to women with low or high levels of worry are more likely to get screened for cancer. Worrying may not only motivate people to take action, but may also allow people to better prepare themselves for negative experiences in their lives and develop a greater appreciation for positive experiences. But don't dwell too much on your worries. That could lead to anxiety, fatigue, and sleep disturbances. More cheese, please. A review of 29 studies has found no evidence that full-fat dairy products like cheese and milk boost one's risk of death, heart attack, or stroke. Fermented cheese might even lower the risk of cardiovascular disease slightly. That's according to the report that was published in the European Journal of Epidemiology. It's important to note 3 pro-dairy groups helped fund this review, but researchers say they had no input in the results. Even though your baby may not understand all of the words, it's still important to read to them. That's backed up by new research presented at the 2017 Pediatric Academic Society's meeting. It shows that when babies as young as 6 months of age are read to, and especially when it's interactive, involving pointing and sound effects, their language and literacy skills are higher on their way into elementary school 4 years later. Both quality and quantity predicted the child's vocabulary. Too close for comfort. More than a dozen great white sharks have flocked to California waters. And this couple wins the award for Best Wedding Photo, what they went through to capture that picture-perfect moment.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
The official salon of ABC 7.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
It wasn't a good day to be in the water yesterday at one California beach. 15 great white sharks were spotted off the coast of Long Beach. Most of them were 6 feet long. The sharks were swimming within 50 yards of the beach, which is pretty close. The proximity prompted lifeguards to issue a 24-hour advisory, but they did not appear aggressive. One man in a towboat got an up-close look at them.
I've seen the fin when the shark comes out. You could see the actual fin, one of the fins that come out, but then they go back in because they don't really want to see people. They don't want to see a lot of big movement.
That same day, another group of great whites spotted off another coast. Officials say the ecosystem is so healthy, which brings an abundance of food like stingrays and halibut, two things that great whites like to eat.
Visitors to Yosemite National Park are being treated to a rare and spectacular sight. Thanks to a record snowfall that's now melting in the mountains, hundreds of massive waterfalls have come roaring to life. They haven't seen this for a long time there, but the sight, well, won't be there for too long because park officials say the temporary falls should last for about a month when all that snow melts off.
How would you like to say your I do's on top of Mount Everest? That's exactly what one California couple did. The couple actually eloped in March in Nepal, but traded vows and rings on the side of a colossal mountain. They traveled to Everest's base, the base camp at an elevation of 17,600 feet. An adventure photographer captured that moment despite the near 0-degree temperatures and blistering wind. The stunning backdrop resulted in some truly amazing photo moments.
And then they put parkas on.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the catch of a lifetime for one local snake hunter on a hunt in the Everglades. Sarasota snake hunter Dusty Crum, also known as the Wild Man, has captured what he calls the Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan of all snakes. It was 16 feet 10 inches long, the biggest snake he caught since the Python Eradication Project was started by the state to stop the invasive species from spreading in the Everglades. But it's not the biggest python there ever caught. That record belongs to an 18-footer that weighed more than 160 pounds.
Oh my goodness,
I mean,
doesn't even fit
12,
on that table. Yeah.
They're all big, right?
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
That's quite a catch.
Yep.
And there are a lot more where that one came from.
That's the thing.
That's the problem, yeah. Still to come on your Suncoast News, with a drought in the state and wildfires on the rise, are you prepared in the event of a fire?
Tips on how you can protect your family and your home when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Today, the air is perfect. Inside. Expect more from your cooling and heating. Daikin.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Daddy! Happy Mother's Day!
Thank you, sweetie.
Happy Mother's Day.
Exceed your mom's expectations this Mother's Day with flowers from Beneva Flowers and Gifts.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.